Hello everybody, I'm James Ring, the CEO of the Failte Ventures Group, and I'm joined today by Lilian Lee, who is the Director of Sales for Central Europe for Tongwei. Now, a lot of you probably haven't heard of Tongwei, but any one of you who has solar panels on your roof currently, you might have Tongwei on your roof already, whether it's the Tongwei brand, the TW brand, or in someone else's panels. So today we're going to find out a little bit more about who Tongwei are. At a high level, they're a Fortune 500 company. They employ 60,000 people and are the biggest manufacturer of polysilicon in the world. So this is a serious company that I'm sure a lot of our listeners have never heard of, Lilian, would you believe? So let's start with that question. Who are TW?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Lilian Lee, Sales Director in the Center of Europe from Failte Solar. I would like to introduce who is Tongwei. So first of all, maybe you're ready to purchase some Tongwei solar panels and already installed it in your rooftop. Right now, you may know, curious who is Tongwei. For Tongwei, we established in 1982, so it's already 42 years history. At the first time, we just agriculture player for the fish food, and start in 2006. We started the polysilicon capacity. Right now, we are the biggest manufacturer for the polysilicon and the solar cells. For the whole supply chain, it's included 5 parts: the polysilicon, the wafer, the solar cells, the module, then for the project. So for right now, Tongwei is the #1 for the polysilicon and the solar cells, and we are expand our own brand for the module part. We also hold our project in China is around 4 gigawatt volume for the project. And right now, the polysilicon capacity is around 130,000 tons. What is the volume mean? It's equal to around 150 gigawatt of the module capacity. And right now we hold around 100 gigawatt for the solar cells and 80 gigawatt for the module. So we can see all the raw materials is from our own self. So that is really fully integrated supply chain company in the PV industry.
Yeah, which puts you in a very strong position because you're not reliant on anybody else to really get your product to the end, because you do it all yourselves. And I found it really interesting when I saw 650,000 tons per annum of polysilicon is produced by you, which then of course is the raw material that's used in panels. And for a long time you've been supplying other manufacturers of panels. So that's why I said at the start, a lot of people, even if they don't have the brand of panel up on their roof, they probably have your technology sitting on their roof all this time. Why do you think TW decided that they would now manufacture and sell their own panel rather than just produce technology for other people's panels?
Yes, for the technology, it depends on the quality for the polysilicon.
Yeah.
At that moment, we may know the mainstream is the TOPCon. In the past is a P-type. So the quality level depends on the purity of the polysilicon. Right now for Tongwei, we have our own technology. It could to reach 99.99% of the purity of the polysilicon.
Yeah.
So if you hold the highest level of the purity of the polysilicon, that is mean your technology and the module efficiency is the highest level.
Yeah.
So that is why we came into the module business. We already hold the strongest and the big advantage of our own materials of the polysilicon, wafer, and the solar cells. So we can promote our own brand of the modules in the market. It doesn't matter to affect our relationship between the solar cells and the module partners, but we just want to promote our own technology in the market. It's benefit for the customers, for benefit for the environment. So that is our ambition, and I think that is the reason why we put our own brand in the market.
And I think that's really interesting because at the moment in the panel industry, it is very price sensitive. And you are competitively priced in the market, but you focus on quality And that's one of the big selling, that is probably the biggest selling point of Tongwei versus a lot of your competitors, is the level of quality of the panel. And that's why, we deal with you. That's why we want to sell Tongwei. And we want our installers to install Tongwei, because we know then that the people at home are getting a really high quality product on their roof. Is that right?
Yeah, yes, for the quality is always the first rule for Tongwei. So that is why we promote our own brand. Quality is the most important.
Yeah.
So we need to convince our customer can believe Tongwei is a company not only because the big background, but we are also have a high technology, and we want to protect our customers' benefit with a high quality module on their rooftop, also good benefit from their project.
So the next thing I want to talk about is the P-type and N-type solar cell. So traditionally, I suppose P-type has been around a long time. N-type is a more modern and more efficient technology. Obviously, TW are using N-type. For the majority of people at home, they won't know the difference. But we sum it up with, it's a more efficient cell. In low light weather countries like Ireland and the UK, it's much more efficient because it works better at low light levels. So we're not blessed with sunshine like Spain and Italy would be. Also, the degradation rate is slower on an N-type panel, and they last longer. The warranty is longer. And it's a good lesson for anyone who isn't in the know on solar technology, that when they are getting their quotations from installers, look out for the N-type cell. In terms of Tongwei and the N-type cell, how do you see the cells evolving over time? What's the next generation, and what has Tongwei done with the N-type cell to date?
For Tongwei, for solar cells, we full coverage all the technology, for the polysilicon, for the poly to the PERC to the N-type. We also have some advanced technology in hand, like the hand projection, like the BC, and the future technology that will be held in Tongwei. Exactly. But for right now, I think for when the TOPCon switch by the PERC, right now the mainstream will be a TOPCon, because it will be take the longer warranty, and for the module efficiency and higher power class. So we can calculate how much benefit is much more than for the P-type. But for the next generation, I would to say for the BC type, for the BC technology, it could be good module efficiency, but for the hand projection, it will be the power degradation is a good advantage. So we also hold that two technology. It's very difficult to say which technology will be the next generation, but I would like to say for the BC technology, it will be much more better on the residential or CNI, but for the hand projection, it will be much better for the utility.
And that actually is my next question, which is, what would you recommend to people? So let's look at that first. For a homeowner who wants to put panels on their roof, what type of panel would you suggest goes up on a roof? And then what type of panel would you suggest goes onto, for example, a ground-mounted solar farm?
Right now, I think for the TOPCon, it's the most economical solution for the residential, also for the project, because it's a big volume for all the suppliers. They have a big capacity on the TOPCon. But the future 2 or 3 years, that depends on the production cost on the BC technology or the injection technology.
Okay. Yeah. And for the solar and for the ground-mounted panels, same?
It's the same. For the utility scale project, there are more attention on the calculation on the cost. So for the price per watt, it will be to determine what is the final profit with the project.
So Lilian, my last question to you is, I suppose, what's the power roadmap? I mean, I know there's a general rule that it's 5 watts every 6 months. What way do you see it?
For right now, the residential, the mainstream product is 435 glass or black, and then in this end of year 440 glass or black will be available, and in next year is 440 to 450. It's our target, and it will be achieved in next year. So the mainstream for the residential one, I think the panel less than 2 square meter, the power class range is from 440 to 455.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. So it does make sense. Every 6 months, effectively,
Yes,
5 watts is added to the
Yes.
panel.
Yeah.
So look, that's it for us today. I just want to thank Lilian for joining me. Lilian, we look forward to working with you right across Europe on rolling out Tongwei and building your market share and hopefully building our market share. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Yeah.